It's the Profit Answer Man, Rocky Lalvani. Before we start, let's hear a profit success story from Justin.
Hey everyone, my name is Justin Hanover, and I am an advocate for the Profit First. I started using it in my fitness business when I had my fitness facility, and let me tell you, it was like night and day. Prior to using Profit First, I was stressed out all the time when it came to finances. I was using one account. It was very difficult to manage everything, knowing if I had the money to buy certain things, pay myself, pay taxes, have money at the end of the year. I mean, it was a nightmare. And somehow I got turned on to Profit First. I don't remember exactly how, but I got turned on to Profit First, read the book, and it was like a huge light bulb went off. And I was like, this makes complete sense. And I knew I needed to take action right away. And that's exactly what I did. I started taking action right away, get my account set up, and started implementing it as soon as possible. And within a matter of months, my anxiety went away. I didn't stress about paying taxes anymore. I didn't stress about covering our operating expenses. And I was getting a good regular pay from the business every single week. So I highly recommend getting on board with this system and this process and adding it to your business, because it will change your life.
Are you stressed like Justin over cash flow? Does it make you anxious? Do you want to change your life? I'm going to be part of a summit with Justin where we're teaching business owners how to implement the system in their businesses. After all, the goal of this podcast is to help you, the small business owner, understand your financial numbers so you can make better decisions. We learn money mastery without all the complicated accounting mumbo jumbo, using a simple system. Your accountant is too busy documenting your transactions and creating a rear view mirror of what happened. My guess is you don't even look at the reports they sent you. If you're like most small business owners, you struggle with this, and it's not your fault. We're not taught money in school. The Profit First system created by Mike Michalowicz works, and he certified me to help you implement the system in your business. Remember, the new equation is sales minus profit equals expenses. Let's face it, without cash flow, you can't pay your employees, buy needed material, or pay your mortgage and support your family. I help you do that and more, so you can focus on the parts of the business you love and receive the rewards for your labor and investment into your business. Just remember, more revenue does not equal more profit. That's why we focus on the bottom line. In order to help you, I need your help. Let me know where you're struggling and what you want to hear more about. Email me at questions@profitanswerman.com. I read every email, or you can also go over to the Profit Man Facebook group and post them there. I'll answer all your questions on the show and also directly respond back to you. Today, we're going to talk about allocation percentages. One thing I want to remind you, we cannot achieve what we can't imagine. If you don't think you're ever going to be profitable, you won't be. This system works, and it's how I built wealth. And it's helped hundreds of thousands of other business owners do the same. In the last episode, we figured out your percentages. And I want to remind you, let's just get close. This is more of an art than science. Over the next few months, the numbers will naturally work themselves out as you make small adjustments. The key is to start. We can always move the money around later if you have to. One issue that occurs is starting with too large a percentage for profit, pay, and taxes. What happens then is that you get discouraged and you lose momentum. I would rather you have success than failure. So if that means putting less money in the profit and owner's pay, that's fine. Again, over time, we'll adjust. It's okay to start your profit account with just 1%. And remember, you can afford $10 out of every $1,000 in sales. It's a teeny little step. Remember, the target allocations that we talked about are goals to work towards. They're not a starting point, and they are a best guess. We're going to start with your current allocation, and we generally make changes every quarter by 1 to 2%. We take it slowly. If you belong to industry groups and you have access to benchmark data of what the averages should be, See if you can get them, because those might be better targets for your business. If you have a friend in the industry, ask them. Just remember, many times they're winging it just as much as you, so they may be guessing as well, but at least it's a good target to shoot towards. You can also look at your tax returns for the past 3 to 5 years to see what your profit margin is and your pay, along with how much you paid with taxes. And your accountant can help you with this. Again, I want to remind you, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And any improvement you can make should be rewarded. Over time, the profit account becomes your rainy day fund. And let's face it, we're always going to face rainy days. It's inevitable. If you have a 5% profit rate, that gives you 3 weeks of operating cash. A 12% profit margin gives you 2 months of operating cash. And if you can get away with a 24% profit margin, you've got 5 months of operating cash, and these are all when you have $0 coming in the door. I want you to remember, though, this can build over time. So even a 5% profit rate that is saved and held over 24 to 36 months of running your business becomes a massively large runway. And we heard about that in one of the previous episodes where Aaron talked about how he has that large vault account that literally has given him an 18-month runway of cash. Of course, there is a flip side. Industries and businesses with fat margins tend to draw lots of competition. Unless you have a unique selling proposition, someone else will very likely come into the market and drive down rates. Here's the big takeaway for today. I want you to stop thinking about paying everyone else before you pay yourself. You deserve to be paid first. Think about it. How much would you pay someone to do your job? That's what you should be paying yourself. This is a percentage you put into the owner's compensation box. If you have multiple owners, you need to add up all the different roles that all the owners are doing and ensure that all of you are properly getting compensated for your work. While we put money into the owner's comp account and the profit account, you really need to work closely with your accountant about the right way to put it on the tax return for your best benefits. In the beginning of growing your company, you do all the work. Over time, as you grow, you switch from doing the work to managing the people and working on the business, not in the business. At this point, you start implementing systems. You should focus on the parts of the business you excel at and find others to do the part you hate, or that you can farm out to someone else for a lot lower hourly rate. The tax account is super important because when tax time comes, you're prepared. The good news is if taxes come in lower, you get a bonus of the extra money that you allocated towards taxes. This is why people who use Profit First love tax time, because sometimes they get an extra bonus for themselves, and it can be quite large. Just remember, the tax account is designed not only to pay the business's taxes, but also your income tax as the owner. Your business should pay your tax bill. This is another massive bonus to you. Work with your accountants to know this number. You're going to have to look at both your personal and your business tax return to come up with your number. And take a look at a few years to get those percentages. I get this question a lot. The tax percentages are based on total revenue, not your profit and salary level. That's why we generally target 15%, because it's not 15% of the take home, it's 15% of a much larger number, that top line. I want to leave you with a couple closing thoughts. Remember, it's okay to start small and build over time. Just take the hardest step, which is to start. If you're stuck, email me. We can answer your questions on the show. Justin implemented, and he went from anxiety and struggles to peace and a steady paycheck for himself and a profit distribution. You can too. Remember, you don't need more resources. You need to be more resourceful, and I know you are. Remember, we have to focus on the bottom line. And if you don't want to deal with this, you can have me do it for you. If you want to learn more about living the life of your dreams, check out my other podcast, Richer Soul. Let's thrive and grow. Have a profitable week.